Hello. Good evening, everybody. It is 8:12 p.m. I'm going to give you guys a second to find out that I am live in the first place. I hope that everybody's day has been amazing. I hope and pray that you've had maybe some insightful moments that have happened for you today. Maybe you're seeing some things that that you need to see or to work on. I also am going to take a second and share this video to my personal timeline. You all know I have a thing with that, with sometimes being a little shaky with sharing. But we're going to go in tonight. You all know, hi Dana. You guys know I don't teach every night. But tonight your girl is going to teach, okay? Tonight we're going to go through some really impactful points. Hey bestie, what's up girl? Tonight we're going to go through some really impactful points, okay? Some serious nuggets that I feel like God was dropping in my spirit tonight. So if you have a best friend, a frenemy, a homegirl, your business bestie, that chick that you roll with, maybe both of you guys are frustrated simultaneously, then I want to give you guys the opportunity to share with her. Grab that link real quick and just shoot it over to her in her messenger and say, listen sis, Christina Guerra of the Mamathon Diaries, you all's productivity and organization coach, she's going in tonight. So I want to give you guys that opportunity to share that. I'm going to do the same thing myself, so that those people who follow me and are only my Facebook friend, maybe they don't know anything about the Mamathon Diaries and everything. You know, they just see me like, oh, she talking somewhere. People ask her to go pop up places. Tonight, y'all gonna find out why, okay? Tonight, you're gonna find out why. So, there were a lot of things. Welcome everybody. Make sure you guys say, hey girl, hey. Tell us where you're watching from. I've been seeing a lot of information tonight and throughout the week just about some people trying to, thank you April, some folks trying to just get their whole life together. It's hard out here for a mama. It was hard before Rona and them came out the house wreaking havoc. And now things have just quadrupled with, you know, now all of a sudden the babies are at home. And you're looking at these kids like, listen, what are we even doing with each other right now? Hold on one second, guys. Shifts in your pandemic parenting. We are going to go in tonight. I don't always tell y'all to grab a pen, you know what I'm saying, and be ready to write a little bit. But tonight we are going to do that, okay? Because, I mean, I promise you, it was like God was just downloading stuff to me. I saw April's post and correspondence earlier. I shared an article. Let me see if I can pull up that article real quick. Hey, Felicia. What's up, divas? It's good to see you guys tonight. I am just doing a little bit of sharing this video in all of our outlets, guys, because y'all know sometimes I forget. And, you know, yeah, we're out here. Dana, what do you mean? Where are your real parents? And that's what we should be telling our children. Where are your parents? Because I'm not here for it. Let's see. Shifts in your pandemic parenting. Okay, so tonight we are going to do this thing. It's going to be good. Y'all roll with your girl, okay? So, earlier today, April and I were having a good laugh because we were talking about a particular article that I shared earlier today. And the title of the article was, in quotations, I just can't do this. Frustrating parents giving up on homeschool. And I promise you, whoever wrote this Fox DC article is not by themselves. I hear somebody crying, but I'm not going to pay attention. We're just going to keep on going, okay? So whoever wrote this article, they are not by themselves. Many of us have succumbed to feeling like somehow, some kind of way we have broken school altogether. Does anybody feel like that? Like maybe, you know, you just broke something. You're trying to figure out, are we coming or going? What is really good here? And we're looking at our wonderful babies. I'm looking at all the comments here. Good evening, everybody. So we're feeling like, what in the world is going on? Everything that we thought was something is now not what we thought it used to be. Good evening. Good evening. April says she has destroyed School. School is broken. Does anybody else feel like that? You know, especially if you weren't, y'all are hilarious. Y'all are my dream builder girls. I love y'all. So a lot of us are feeling like we have straight up broken school. These kids, they not gonna make it in life. If it was up to me to be the teacher, oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, what are we even doing? What are we doing? Like, what's happening with the babies, okay? And so here's what I want you all to do. Every mama, I doubt we have a lot of dads on here, but you guys know how it goes. Every mama, I just want you to take a deep breath. Take a deep breath. Do it again, sis, because I already know the kind of day you had. It was the same kind of day I had. Every time I finish homeschool, I need a nap. You hear me? Every time I finished school and didn't throw nobody out the house, I didn't scream. If we spent most of the day laughing and enjoying each other, I need a whole nap. And that's for a good day. On a rough day, I walk outside and I walk for an hour and a half. No lies. It's the truth. I will leave my house and walk for a straight up hour and a half, okay? It's just what it is, okay? So here's what I want you guys to know. These are shifts in pandemic parenting. I was going to talk about specifically homeschooling tonight, but I feel led to talk about parenting throughout this time period, okay? Because here's the thing. Our schooling with our children is only one part. Yes, April, that's why I walk, which I think I was doing. Calling on Jesus is what I was doing. Calling on Jesus, absorbing the nature. That's why I have so many plants in my house, guys, because in my peaceful place, my phone is resting on a plant right now. There are 4 more by the window. There's 2 more over here. I just bought this. Let me show you guys my new baby. This is my newest baby that my husband told me I wasn't going to get. But I was like, I mean, what are we really doing? So this is my new money tree. I have one of these in a miniature, but I needed a bigger one. So I bought a bigger one, okay? So my best friend, she be with me, Leona. She said I spent like 3 hours outside. I told everybody, leave me alone. Listen, I got to roll out. Christina, as a person, if y'all haven't pressed share yet, I'm trying to figure, I ain't even got to my points yet, but I'm going in tonight. Y'all need to let somebody know. As Christina, as a person, need self-care time every day. It is non-negotiable. It is necessary. I have been in the place in my life before where I wasn't mentally healthy, where I wasn't okay, where I was frustrated every single day. I've been this person. So the Mamathon Christina that you guys know now, I haven't always been her. When I had 1-year-old twins, they're twins. I have told you guys this a million times. My husband used to have to come home with ice cream, and he would need to like put it on a shovel, like shovel it towards me like a bear in a cage. Okay, and say, go sit in the car for an hour. I'll watch the kids, because he came home sometimes and they were in their beds and they were crying, and I was sitting in the hallway crying too, and I couldn't go in there with them. I've been that mom. That's right, Asia, like a bear in a cage, sis. I'm telling y'all not by yourself. So everything that I'm going to teach you all tonight has transpired. My oldest son is 12 now. I know there are some ladies that are watching whose kids are older, maybe some that are younger. Yes, Dana, we need ice cream. I kind of hinted to my husband to bring me some back. He may or may not, because he knows I'm trying to snatch. Me and Bestie trying to snatch. You see that right there? That vibration? We trying to snatch that. You know what I'm saying? But listen, y'all feel me. Dana said I've been that mom. Asia said I've been that mom. Anybody else? Hashtag been that mom. You've been that woman where now at this point in our life, we should be so self-aware of who we are. And if you're not self-aware, then especially if you're a mom with a little teeny tiny little, you're your first baby, your second kid, life amps up that baby too. You feel me? Dana says she got all girls. Sis, I got one girl. Oh my gosh. Y'all be ready to throw her out. Y'all hear me? I love her. She my best girl. But one of the things that we continually institute in this community, in this tribe, is self-awareness. Know thyself. Know when you need a break. Know when you need to walk away. Know when you need to go outside while everybody's sleeping. Know when maybe you need to take yourself, maybe not now, to a movie, but you might need to drive yourself to McDonald's all alone and get that McFlurry, sis. You should know yourself well enough to know I'm this close to popping off. I'm right here. Y'all feel me? I'm here. And if I don't go practice my self-care, love myself, handle my own business, then I'm not going to be the person that I need to be. So I have been the arch nemesis of Christina. I've been not myself. I've been her. She ain't cute. Right now, I'm cute. But I've been that girl that was not her. I wasn't me. I would have done anything to be asleep. I told my husband, I said, I've never been against having more children. When we were expecting baby 4, baby 5, it was like, I've never been against having more kids. I have a fear of being tired. So tired, I can't function. And my husband was like, I hear you. That's why I drink so much coffee now. Because it's the life that I signed up for, right? So here's what we're going to talk about tonight. Shifting in our pandemic parenting. But these are things that need to trickle on after Rona go back in the house. Y'all hear me? They got to trickle on. And I need my best friend Leona and any of the other homeschooling moms who are around here. I need y'all to just hit amen when I drop the truth bombs, okay? Number 1. This don't matter who schooled your kids before February or March. Doesn't matter, okay? Number 1, ain't nobody homeschooling for real right now. Ain't nobody homeschooling for real right now. You all have seen all of the, good evening, Cherise. You all have seen all of the articles coming out talking about how we look okay, we look cute, we are functioning, we are trying to deliver and be more productive and all this kind of stuff and blah, blah, blah. But deep down inside, none of us are okay because we have trauma, post-traumatic stress disorder, all of these kind of things where you're seeing body bags on the news. Is this not phasing you? I'm one of those people. That's the reason when we come into, listen, we're going to drop some stuff tonight. That's the reason why when we come in here, I say everybody take a deep breath. Because we as women, we as black women, we as wives, mothers, miracle workers, y'all hear me? We just killing the game and operating in all of our gifts and all this fantastic stuff, right? We got to take deep breaths. Okay, because we hold our stress in our chest and in our shoulders. And then one day you blink and you say, man, why is my back so tight? I don't feel inside like I'm stressed, but your body told you that something's wrong. Your body said it. Your subconscious mind. Talk about people having different dreams and insomnia and all this kind of stuff where you think you're walking around and you're maintaining, but ain't nobody doing nothing right now. We're just doing the best we can. So I need for every mama out there tonight to say, you know what? I'm doing the best I can do right now. And nobody is batting 100. Nobody. Nobody's hitting them out the park every day. Not a one. Not Christina, not Leona, not Ebony or Cherise. Cherise's son is grown, but still. April, Dana, everybody, Felicia. None of us are batting 100. Not on one day. Not on a single day because we're not okay. And you got to take care of yourself. You have to love yourself. You got to take breaks. You got to remember that your kids ain't used to you and you ain't used to being around them all the time either. You're just not. I've always had my kids with me, but you know what? Wednesdays, Mama Gwen Ivory would say, oh, put the kids in my truck. I'll take them. And them little jokers will be gone from 1 o'clock to 6:30. And I'd go pick them up and then drop them off at children's church after. Glory, glory. Hallelujah. Listen, Nobody is out here okay. My kids have places to go to. I can hire a babysitter. Now I don't know where the babysitter been. I used to be able to drop them off with church grandma. Now she's, one of our beloved grandmas. We don't want my asymptomatic children to go breathe on her or kiss her. You know what I'm saying? Miss Sylvia, we love Miss Sylvia. Hey, everybody. We love Miss Sylvia, so we don't want to make her sick neither. So guess who they with? Guess who they with, y'all? They with me. They're with me. So ain't nobody, I said what I said. Nobody is out here batting 100. Nobody's homeschooling for real right now. Why? Because you're not the teacher. Even if you are a teacher, you're not used to teaching your own children. Your kids aren't used to carry the one. Your kids aren't used to that. You're like, well, listen, count the money like this. And they like, Mama, but Common Core. And they like, y'all speaking two completely different languages. It's okay. It's okay. Ebony, it's all right. We understand. Everybody here, all 31 women and whoever y'all share this with now or later or watch the replay or whatever, nobody is out here okay. So can we shift in our parenting to give grace to ourselves and grace to our children? We just want to survive this. We just want to make it. We want to make sure that when we go to Walmart, this is what I was about to say about taking deep breaths, right? But when I got that mask on in Walmart, I can't take a deep breath. So I already have enough anxiety going in there anyway because I don't know who's standing too close to me who may have coronavirus. And even worse, that I walked through their breath and took something home on my shirt. So now I'm anxious about that, right? And then I got to wear something on top of my face on top of that. Oh my goodness. I'm just not functioning. You know what I'm saying? Like, give yourself some grace, okay? So that's number one. Ain't nobody homeschooling right now, okay? April, we're going to talk about grades, okay? We're going to talk about grades, okay? So at the moment, everybody's just trying to stay above water. Everybody is. And here's something that I want you to write down for yourself. If you don't have a pen yet, what are you doing? Okay? This is a tag me when you reshare this, okay? You are your child's guide. You are not the guru. You are the guide. You are not the guru. A guru is somebody that knows it all, that is impactful and knows and stands firm in it, and they're all the knowledgeable about all kind of stuff. Sis, when did you go to who am I thinking about? I don't know why her name's escaping me, but go to dance class, right? You didn't go to dance class to become the dance coach, unless that was your thing. You didn't go to soccer camp to become the soccer coach. You didn't go to here, and here to become the guru person of all guru persons. Instead, you are your child's guide. You are your child's guide to take them to the resource. I don't like math. I love science. I love cytokines and chemokines and hemoglobin and homeostasis and immune stuff. I love that stuff. I love it. Immunology excites me. We learned about biological warfare in immunology class with Tuskegee. I love that stuff. That's my jam. Algebra, come get him. Come get the 12-year-old who wants to start high school now. Come get him. Come get him. So it's my job, though, as his mother and my husband, as the dad and the king of the castle, to say, you know what? I am going to bring him to the person who does know. Some people just breathe math for a reason. They just love it. They just love math. They're like, oh, yes, this is easy for me. For Christina, no. And there's no reason for me to relearn it. Okay? So remember, ain't nobody homeschooling for real right now. You are your child's guide. You do not have to be the guru. You do not have to know it all, okay? Number 2, I want y'all to actually write a physical number in the comment box. This is just for you to think about. How much time do you think your children spend learning per day in school? This is a legitimate question. How much time, how many hours do you think your kids spend in intensive study at school per day? Out of the, 6 hours at least that they spend at the building, how much time do you think your kids spend? And I want numbers. I want 2 hours, thank you, Latronda, 3 hours. Somebody talk to me. How many hours do you think your babies spend actually learning on a day-to-day basis? Gloria said 3 hours. Hey, Sister Gloria. They said a couple hours. All right. Anybody else? Jocelyn said 2. Good evening, 2. Rachel says 4 hours. Taisha, hey girl, hey, says 4. Cherie says 4 hours. Ebony says in our homeschool 2. Kayla said maybe 2. She got older kids too. Okay, so here's the point I'm trying to make. And Courtney said not as much as they do at home, maybe 3 hours. Kelly said an hour maybe. Okay, so my mother-in-law, who I love dearly, she was homeschooling back in the day, before homeschooling was really even legal. Thank you, Kyra, 20 minutes per subject. She was in Michigan homeschooling before homeschooling was really even legal. And a lot of people frowned upon her for teaching her kids at home. The older 3 went to traditional school, and then the younger 3 kids were homeschooled, as well as she was teaching lots of other kids, tutoring and things of that nature. Malika said 2 hours, maybe. All right. So whenever I sit down and work with Micah's my 5-year-old, she's like, girl, you got 30 minutes for his mind to even be focused. And I'm like, but surely I need to be doing more. I need to be doing this and this and this. She's like, girl, 30 minutes, 40 minutes, definitely not an hour. He's going into kindergarten, okay? His mind, he'd be so excited about school, but his mind just be somewhere else. I'm like, Micah, come back to me. Come back. We try to focus, okay? So, like you guys, for some of you who may be watching me for the first time, second time, I have 5 kids, ages 12, 9, 9, 5, and 2. We all know about Levi. He crazy, okay? He interrupts homeschool daily. Okay, so here's the question. As we're responding to how much time do you think your children spend a day learning? I want everyone to remember children are naturally inquisitive and they love to learn. That's why they ask so many questions. Children are naturally inquisitive and children love to learn. Can I get an amen? That's why they ask so many questions. That's why they don't ever stop talking. That's why they're always, Mama, what about this? And Mama, what about that? And why is the sky blue? Why do cows have testicles? All these kind of things. They got all these questions, okay? My son knows names of animals that I don't even know. He's making time at the moment to learn the scientific names of animals. He thinks it's hilarious that the bison scientific name is bison. He thinks that's hilarious. Children are naturally inquisitive. My 9-year-old son loves everything with a motor. So he sits around and watches documentaries on Formula One race cars and stuff like that. He knows stuff about physics and all kind of things. Not that I taught him and said, this is what you're going to be interested in. This is just what naturally pulled him in. Children are naturally inquisitive and they want to learn. They want to learn. But here's what happens. Traditional forms of educational administration. Yes, Tamika, do cows have testicles? What's in the testicle? And I'll be like, baby, Google it. But no, don't Google testicles. Just Google cows. So, there are so many ways, though, that you can appease that inquisitive nature. But sometimes we end up choking it out. Traditional brick and mortar, and by brick and mortar, I don't necessarily mean being in the school building, but I mean those constructs where they say all kids need, the reason that they sent kids to school was to prepare them for the workforce. As Black mamas, we already know that the school system ain't on our side. That's another conversation for another day. We already know they only put 0.5% of the black curriculum in the school only in the month of February. Anyway, we don't have time. You already should be homeschooling your kid. That's a whole nother conversation. Y'all hearing me? You already know. They talk about the percentages of how they look at black boys versus white boys their same age. I don't have time. I got 4 of them. 4 little black boys. I don't have time. They need to spend. Jocelyn said, as an educator, she's over the education system. I had a good Cherie. Listen, y'all know I'm talking the truth. You know I'm telling the truth. I had a good friend, one of my neighbors. She said, listen, if I had kids, my kids wouldn't be going to the Macon County school system. So you telling me this is the best thing that happened to your family? It's the best thing that happens to your family. Revamp. Make that intentional mindset shift, y'all. Make the intentional mindset shift. Y'all hearing me? Because this is the best thing that has happened to some of our families. Tamika said parents are the first teachers. Maybe some of us have dropped the ball some places. It's okay. Admit it. Pick it back up. Y'all know I'm not playing with y'all. This is serious. This is our babies. Kyra said my little black boy's gonna be something. I had a white friend who didn't understand that she was even being offensive. She said, oh my gosh, you have a way better chance of getting a great football player than I do. I said, you don't know that that's racist, but I don't have time to teach it to you neither. You don't know. And it's okay that you think that strong black kids, that's what we're supposed to do. So because my niece, I'm not saying because she was homeschooled, but let's be real. My niece went through Tuskegee honor roll in vet school. My nephew went through his undergrad, graduate, and some kind of chemical engineering type stuff. Aced it on full scholarship every single time. Is now getting his PhD in some kind of chemical stuff I can't even spell. Got multiple patents under his name because he had a great grounding. He had a great grounding. So please don't sit up in here and feel like my husband, who has been an entrepreneur on his own business since he was 15. You are not failing your kids. How much time do you even think they spend learning throughout the day anyway? An hour and a half, 2 hours, and they got to switch classes. They got to sit there for lunch. Then you got to come home and hear about the drama. And then he said, she said, and so-and-so picked on me. And then you got to sit at home and do more homework after you done had them all day. Listen, come on. Our family time is precious. Our family time is so precious, okay? So number 1, ain't nobody homeschooling right now. Y'all hear me? It's your job to be your child's guide, not the guru. It's okay if you don't know it all. It's okay if you need to get access to one of those courses that teaches, hey, Christine, one of those courses that teaches for you or whatever, so that you don't have as much on your plate. They'll still get grades. They'll still get this, and this, and blah, blah, blah. But you just get to spend as much time on things as you need to, okay? So number 1, ain't nobody homeschooling for right now. Be the guide, not the guru, okay? Number 2, how much time do you even think your kids are spending learning anyway? Your children are naturally inquisitive. So you need to make your learning experiences practical and pertinent. Practical and pertinent. So I can still recall, I don't know what kind of learner that is, but I'm somebody that I learn well with acronyms. So my acronym for learning the anatomy of the shoulder was SHRUG, because you would shrug your shoulders, right? So you got the scapula, the humerus, the radius, the ulna, the carpals, and the metacarpals. You would shrug, right? I can't remember the leg and all that kind of stuff, but I teach my kids based on practical stuff. You say that's practical. And it's pertinent. You know what? You shrug your shoulder. So the bones of the arm are this. SHRUCC. Practical and pertinent. Make it fun. Make it something that they'll remember. But so often we ourselves are brainwashed into feeling like it has to be this way. Every bomb homeschooling mom, every super dope homeschool mom will tell you whenever you remove your kids, I know most of you guys aren't removing from traditional school for permanent reasons, right? It's just because we're in this crazy situation right now. But they tell you you need to take a break. They call it deschooling. Deschooling, where you get out of your system what school is supposed to look like. So, for example, whenever my kids say, Mom, we want to go to regular school, I say, okay, I'll wake you up at 5:30 so you can go outside and stand in the cold. They'd be like, oh, never mind. Our day doesn't start until 8 something, 9 something. If we had a long church day, I'll holler at y'all at 10 or 11. I need my coffee to sit real bomb with me first. Like, I gotta have cup of coffee. Number 1 is so I can have conversation. Number 2 is to kick my booty in gear. I need those 2 cups. I can't rush my process. It's my process, okay? So what's your process? And if you think about it, you got to make it practical and pertinent. That's going to be what your children hold on to. So for us, we started homeschooling when my husband was in school at Selma University, and we wanted to make sure that we were spending a lot of time together as a family. We had those 2-year-old twins, the 4-year-old. I think once he finished his first year Head Start, we took him out of school, and kindergarten. We would literally get in the car, ride an hour and a half while Daddy was in class. Me and the littles would go to the library and do our little basic schoolwork, go back and pick Dad up from class, drive an hour and a half back to Tuskegee. That was our family time, okay? And so for us, that was a need though, right? It was a need at that moment. Now it's a want because my children are old enough to remember all these experiences. So they get to go to the museum. Ain't nobody there. They get to go all these other places. Nobody's there. They go on cross-country trips with their parents. So they've been in New Orleans twice, I think. They've been to New Orleans. They've been to Houston. They've been to, of course, we go see Grandma in Detroit at the drop of a hat. They've been to D.C. and the Smithsonian. All these wonderful places. We took a cross-country trip from Alabama to Kansas City, Kansas. And they got to see the silos and St. Louis and Cincinnati. They've been to all these, like everywhere we go, they go too. That's a perk for our family. That's a benefit for our family. But what would the benefit of a different lifestyle be like for you? What would it be? I don't know. That's on you. You let that mull in your mind, okay? You let that mull in your mind, all right? But we got to make learning practical and pertinent, okay? Number 3, y'all, these are about to be, okay? So number 1, babe, ain't nobody homeschooling right now. Be the guide, not the guru. Number 2, how much time do you think your kids spend a day learning? Girl, 2 hours, 3 hours. You could raise a whole genius in 3 hours, okay? Make their learning practical and pertinent. Kids are naturally inquisitive. They naturally want to know about the world. Show them the world. Even if y'all are doing all the field trips, virtual field trips or whatever, it's still beautiful. It's an experience, okay? All right, number 3 is a heavy hitter. Y'all ready? Number 3. It's hard. I got this from the book One Big Thing by Phil Cook. It was a quote that he had in the book. I can't remember who said the quote. I'll have to find it. But it really hit me as it pertained to our conversation tonight. It's hard to stay on purpose when you don't know the purpose. It's hard to stay on purpose when you don't know the purpose. Now, in the midst of all the craziness that's going on here, everybody should be coming back to the basics of what's really important. Okay? So, for Christina, a lot of people, I have a cousin, she has more money than me, so her daughter goes to a school where her 3-year-old is learning German and stuff like that, right? So she's like, oh my gosh, she's learning all these languages, and I was like, okay, Who's that? What's that doing for her? Like, is that making her a better person per se? Really, it's just for you. You know what I'm saying? Like, certain things is like, oh, I'm just so glad my kid knows this. It's not really like, anyway, I digress. It's difficult to stay on purpose when you don't know your purpose. So in the midst of all of this crazy, maybe it comes down to adopting a family affirmation. Maybe it comes down to reshifting your family's focus. Maybe it comes back to figuring out what you want for your family. All of those kind of things. Can we shift away from this small circle of what's happening right now? Not saying it's not important. Not saying that it ain't crazy out here in these streets, right? But can we shift from this little bubble of, oh my God, I'm just breaking my kid right now, to the big picture? To the big picture. What's my family affirmation? What is the reason that I had kids? Why are y'all even here? Somebody loved somebody. Even if you're a single mom now, somebody loved somebody. Somebody was feeling somebody. And they came into the world desired and loved and appreciated. They might be a little hellish right now. They may have that funky attitude. Trust me, I got one of them. I got a couple of them, but especially one. That girl, she crazy. And that baby too. But that's my boo. But what's the focus? Why are we here? Why are we even here? Like, how did y'all even get here? And most of us, we have the desire, I think I can speak for every queen and diva here tonight, that we had a family, and from that family, we are believing in birthing legacy, that we are implementing Christ into our homes in different ways, that we are trying to teach our children who God is, that we want God to know who our children are. You know what I'm saying? We want all these things for our family. Everybody has a different focus for their family. You know what I'm saying? Different things that are important. So for us, I know how short life is. So I love that my kids get to spend a lot of time with their dad. I love that we get to have impromptu things or whatever. I want spontaneity to be part of my family legacy. I want trips and vacations and, oh, let's just go here today. I want that to be a part of my family legacy. You see what I'm saying? Legacy. Where are we going with this? Where's this going? What's the point? What's the point of all of this? Why are we here? Why we had these kids? And so what we're doing is we're letting this little pocket of time, this spring to summer 2020, distract us from the big purpose. And I could teach all day long about communication. Some days I'll be communicating so hard, y'all, till my head just want to explode. And so a lot of days I thank God that my husband is here, because I'd be like, shut up, everybody, go sit down. And he'd be like, let's talk about it. I'm like, I'm glad you're here, because I wouldn't be talking about nothing. We talk about nothing. I don't want to hear not one more conversation, no more debates, nothing. I don't want to hear about any of it. We keeping it real. Okay? So what is, like Cherie said, what's your family life plan? Why are we even here right now? What's important? What is important? So we're letting homeschooling this year, right? This particular spring into summertime, whatever. We're letting that impact and jack up family legacy. Yes, Dana. Don't want to hear it. We're letting it jack up family legacy, okay? Because there have been many a day, and I'm speaking from my own truth. There have been many a day where, Shay, you got me rolling, girl, but that's real. I don't want to hear you breathing. I don't want to hear you giggle. I told my husband, it's a rough day when you don't even hear the children's laughter. Thankfully, that's usually me when I'm PMSing. I'm like, oh, y'all just breathe, annoying. And I need to, go walk for 3 hours. Call all my best friends and we laugh. And then when I come in the house, I'm brand new. Okay. So the whole point though is we're letting this little period distract us from the bigger picture. And that's what I was going to say. I'm speaking from my personal vulnerability that there have been days, and we can go back to those days at any day, where usually it's my daughter. I love her. But some days she just don't feel like doing school. So she comes in to do schoolwork with a real meh kind of attitude. And I'm like, sis, like, and then later we'll talk about it. And she'll be like, well, I was just frustrated with the boys about X, Y, and Z. And then mom has to say, well, I didn't do anything to you though. I didn't do this. So why are you cranky with me? And she be like, Mama, I'm sorry. I'm like, are you straight, fam? But all I'm saying is I don't need the attitude. But what happens is we're going to let the homeschooling life, that's not as important as your relationship with your children. Y'all hear me? Schoolwork. Yes, Dana. Somebody say with me, schoolwork is not as important as relationship. In fact, school gets easier when you work on the relationship. Schoolwork gets easier when we work on a relationship. My kids, they write something out, it's ugly. I'm like, oh my God, is your letter E on drugs? And then we just laugh. And we revamp. We revisit. You know what I'm saying? We just change it up a little bit. Okay, you know what? What kind of reading are you doing? That is not what that says. Look at me. I'm going to need you to read every word that you see on this paper. Because you know good and well you did not see that word on this paper. Schoolwork is not as important as relationship. So what happens is mama starts popping off, getting frustrated, irritated, don't want to see the kids. All over some 1+1. Come on, y'all. Did you know? I read an article. It was so bomb. They told me that about everything my child needs to know for college, they can learn in 2 years. Did that hurt your feelings? It should have. They can learn it in 2 to 3 years. Let's say 3. Okay? So how does that shift me from being so doggone stressed out right now? Sis, you're stressed. It's okay. But how does that change? I can recall I did basic whatever math, blah, blah, blah in high school. When I got to college, they put me on the pre-vet track, which was algebra. I want to say, basically in Tuskegee is math 106, math 107, 108. And then after that's like, the calculus, trigonometry, other stuff. You know what I'm saying? All the other stuff. Deep breaths, mama. Deep breaths. So can you like rethink all of this, okay? So you're telling me that I need to be all stressed out about these mixed fractions. Somebody tried to debate me on Instagram the other day. I was like, sis, you can't come for me and about no mixed fractions. Because ain't nobody out here using it. Not a person. Unless you baking. But if you know how to bake, even in your mind, if you triple the recipe, you can say, okay, half cup, half, had a 1. And there ain't even no mixed fractions then. So here we go again. Messing up our communication with our children. Looking at them like, I don't even like you. Kid like, I don't like you either. Have fun. None of y'all getting along. Nobody's getting along. Everybody's all stressed out. Okay? And so it's hard to stay on purpose if you don't know your family purpose. You don't know how you're going to help somebody else. It's hard for you to teach your children what their purpose is. You don't even know yours. I said what I said. How do we give our children this arrow trajectory? Show them what fruitful people look like. All of this kind of stuff. Mamas out here don't even know. The mama, blind leading the blind. We've lived longer than they have. We got a lot that we can teach them. But sometimes we're limited because you're looking at your kids and you're trying to infuse in them, do this, this, and this. You don't do it yourself. Another conversation. Hard to stay on purpose when you don't know it. Ain't nobody out here using no fractions. And so the person tried to debate me. They were like, well, what about, and so what about if they want to be a math teacher? I was like, if they hate math, they're not going to be a math teacher. Really? I was like, ma'am, you're not going to win this. You're not going to win this. Hello, strategically ordered. I'm loving it. Hard to stay on purpose when you don't know your purpose, okay? Number 4, this also stems from the book One Big Thing, okay? Help them find their one big thing. Okay, help them find their one big thing. The book is written, it's a blue book. They did try it, Courtney. I was like, really, sis? Miss me. Anybody out here trying to be a math teacher? If they are, then fractions probably come easily to them. I'm not talking to her, whoever that person is. I'm not that person. Christina, I'm not a math person. Like, once he hit like 9th, 10th grade, we're going to have to really debate on it. Like I said, I'm the guide, not the guru. It's my job to take you to somebody who can teach it to you well and then pay them. It's not my job to learn it all. And I got to be cool with that. Okay? Help them find their one big thing. That's number 4. So he references discovering what God put you on earth to do, right? What God put you on this earth to do, and then learning how to, yes, Dana, it's a bomb book, and then learning how to see that manifested in your personal life, okay? Hey, Kimberly. How in the world do we manifest this in our personal life, okay? And I can't save you, Dana, because I'm there too. How do we manifest our one big thing in our personal life? So, for example, my husband's big thing is he loves teaching and coaching on leadership and relationships. He could talk about those things with his eyeballs closed. Christina, girl, it's okay. I'm going to recap for you, honey. Christina could teach the Mamathon 5-tier to-do list with her eyeballs shut. I'm talking about priority management, time management, joy for your journey, self-care, and sanity, all while doing it all. I can teach with my eyes closed. I love it. Some people run away from the microphone. Christina runs too. I love speaking, okay? So for all of us, you know, everybody's out here trying to find their big thing, okay? Help your children find their one big thing. That thing that burns them inside, that they just love to do, the thing you can't pull them away from. I'm not talking about the video games, although there are ways for them to make that profitable too. But instead of letting them hover at the video game, plug them into some computer graphics courses, some game construction courses, I don't know, web design, all these. If you have an affinity for technology, wonderful. But we're going to plug you into something so we can turn you into an entrepreneur and you can make some money doing what you love. So my oldest son, in between watching art tutorials all day, how-to tutorials all day long, he watches animal documentaries all day. All day. He know about animals I ain't never heard of. He's 12. He loves it. So he's excited thinking about going to vet school. Simultaneously, when we passed the Atlanta School of Art and Design, he said, Mama, there's a school for art. He said, Mommy, I got to go there. I want that right there. I said, okay, baby. All right. Find the track to what they love, to their one big thing, and use their education to support their one big thing. So I told y'all my 9-year-old son, here's what I'm going to tell y'all. He's 9. He can probably read on an 8th grade level. I ain't tested it, but he can read anything you put in front of him. Anything. It is not because I taught it to him. That's just how his brain works. Your kids' brains work the same way. But you just got to give them a chance to translate what they've been working on over to something that supports their one big thing. So he has a book all about classic cars, and we riding down the highway. He's like, Mama, that's a such and such. And Mommy, how fast is the fastest race car? And what's the kind of fastest? And the Bentleys. And he wants to own a Lamborghini dealership. That's his goal. He wants to go into engineering, probably, but definitely the Lamborghini dealership. What do you say about that? I don't even know. So it's hard to stay on purpose when you don't know the purpose, and then help them find their one big thing and use their education to support that big thing. It's May, y'all. It's almost May. You could take the rest of the semester off with nobody notice. You could pull your kids and nobody would notice. They'd be like, oh, okay. A couple less kids I got to talk to on Zoom. They would not care. They wouldn't care. Relearn your children. Enjoy your children. Breathe them in. There were a couple of articles that really helped me. I'm going to see if I can find them and then make sure I share them with you guys. Hi, Valerie. Make sure I share them with you all. One of them is called Blueberries and Rats from the Time Warp Wife. She blogged about, it was years ago that I read this. It was when my twins were still really small, but it helped to shift my mind as it came to school and my kids at home. So in a particular blog, she talks about how one day she was rinsing a gigantic bucket of blueberries in the sink, trying to get all the gunk off of them. And thank you, Valerie. I exercised, and my hair was all puffy. So anyway, she talks about how she was rinsing all the blueberries in the sink. Her kid comes in, her son, and dunks his whole face in there like drink water or something, gets all his nastiness back in the blueberries, and she goes off. She loses it. She's like, oh my God, da, 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 and just goes ham on her kid, right? And in the conjunction of the article, of the blog post, she talked about having anger in your heart. Okay, having anger in your heart. And this kind of goes back to staying on purpose with our family mantras and our where we're going with this and all this kind of stuff. Like, where are we going with this? And this leads me into my number 5, okay? So she basically offered her kid, and she said, anger in your heart is compared to having rats in your cellar. How so? She said, when you open the door slowly, the cellar door, basement door, attic door slowly, the rats have time to go run and hide. Okay? But when you throw the door open fast, I don't know if you grew up in the hood and you turn the lights on real fast. There's stories my dad told me about living in Southeast DC with the roaches. And I was like, oh my God, we never had that life. My dad told me about the life where you go in the kitchen, you flick the light on real quick, and it's like, yeah. So anyway, we're going to compare that to the anger in your heart. Where when you drive up to the church, you drive up to co-op, you drive up to the school, you got time to put on your good face. You have time to put on that face that says, you know, I'm a great mom. I love my children. I am always this calm and together and peaceful and da-da-da-da. You got time when you open the cellar door slowly to put your game face on. But when you throw it open, when they catch you on candid camera in your house, sis, and you see, wait a minute, is that what I look like? Is that what I sound like when I talk to my children? Oh my God, is that what I sound like when I talk to my husband? Is that what I'm looking like? Would I want my sons to marry a woman like me? Would I want my daughter to grow up and become a mom like I am? If you got the snapshot of yourself in the kitchen, that heaven's candid camera that recorded your responses and your attitude and how you talk to the most precious people in your life, would it be something that you would want to see played over again and over again and over again? Or would it be something you'd be like, ooh, turn that video off? My daughter decided to take a video of me today while I was exercising. I was like, you better delete that right now. All of this. How could you betray me like this? Why? I don't want to see that video. But y'all better believe that when I get the 6-pack or the the 2.5 pack popping right here, you can get all the videos, right? But right now, in the midst of all of this, some of us are letting our communications with our families come before, letting the schoolwork and the hustle and bustle and all the stress and all this stuff come before communication and love and encouragement and being focused and knowing, why are we even doing this anyway? And when in the world am I going to use this? And all of these things are important to us as a family, our legacy, our family mantras, our affirmations, who we are. The Garrett family song, although we are a ministry family, it's all I do is win. You know what I'm saying? With T-Pain and the crew, that's our family jam. Why? Because we wake up great, okay? My kids, we don't know can't. You know what I'm saying? Like, we don't even, that's just what we do. We thug like with it. My kids led praise and worship on Sunday at the church. They were like, oh, I'm nervous. I said, no, you're not. I said, but even if you are nervous, what you're going to do is take a deep breath and slay this thing, because that's what Garrett's do. You asked to do it. I said, if you didn't ask to do it, then I would let y'all sit down somewhere. But since you asked, don't get scared now. Go ahead and show up and kill this thing. And so we have to help our children find their one big thing. Okay, we got to find our purpose. Rochelle, listen, God was dropping it up in here. I was like in the shower and I jumped out to like write stuff down as it was coming to me, because a lot of times we're focusing on the wrong stuff. We break in relationships with our children over math, over English. If you suck at math like I do, find a tutor. Find somebody else to teach it. Trade off with another mom. Whatever that is. When you're officially a homeschooler, you can work it and twerk it however you want, baby. You can find a tutor for one subject. My son, he's 12. He's like, Mommy, I want to start high school. I said, well, let's go look and see what the math look like. And I was like, oh, this is beginner algebra. We've done this before. Let's just do it. And he been doing it. I even talked to my husband. I said, if he wants to go and get, a degree in biology or whatever, I said, why can't we like train him to get his, GED, or go ahead and take the SAT so he can just go ahead and start working on his associates. Have any of you guys thought about that for your kids? Maybe your child doesn't want to go to college. Maybe they want to go to trade school. Let's get them some entrepreneurship classes. Let's teach them to find their big thing versus letting the school tell me what their thing is. The school don't know. Somebody else said earlier, the parent is the first teacher. You're the primary voice. Don't nobody else care about what. One of the reasons I took my kids out of school, my oldest son out of school, was because I was tired of calling to say he wasn't coming. He knew everything they were talking about. He already knew it. So here I am, stressed out, putting out him and the twins in the car to take him down the street to the school for them to tell him the A says I. He already knew that. So why are we here? And then you tell me, well, why isn't he coming? Because we don't feel like coming. We're driving down the street. So at this point, you can find, Rochelle, I'm telling y'all, you can find, okay, babies, talk to your kids. What is it that you want to do? Oh, you told me that you want to own your own beauty salon, baby. There's good money in black hair now. You sell you some wigs out the back too? Some wigs and lashes? Plug her to where she want to go. Baby, I know you 15, but let's get this GED so you can just be done with high school. Let's find a way. It may be unconventional. Somebody might give you the stank eye. Who cares? It's your kid. Baby, what do you think about not doing this or not doing that? Let's just reshift this whole thing. Okay? I'm just saying what I'm saying. So Ebony says, yep, my daughter says she's 3 years on high school and will have her associates when she gets out of high school. Ebony says she wants to go to A&T for mechanical engineering. Go, sis. I love it. Rochelle, we have to have these conversations because sometimes we don't know what's a possibility until maybe it's too late, or it's like, wait a second, there's this epiphany, or somebody said something, and I don't want you guys to take my words as law, right? But one thing that my mother told me is that there's power in agreement. There's power in agreement. So if you're married, you're talking to your husband, your children, you're talking to them about lists, especially if they're older. I miss my friends. I miss my friends. Oh, I want to go to school. Me too. Oh, I want to go out. I want to go out too. I saw one post earlier, and bless the mama, she said her daughter was just like, I miss this, I miss this. She said, I started to feel bad for a second. Why are we feeling bad? We didn't bring corona. So let's figure out how we're going to make the best of it, right? Let's figure out how we're going to make the best of it. So Dana says, I swear if we didn't have to turn in anything, we would just be hanging out. Hang out, sis. Okay. Last but not least. I know I've been talking a long time. Thank y'all for hanging out with me tonight. It's been an hour. That's a long time. All right. So number one, girl, ain't nobody homeschooling right now. Everybody's trying to stay above water. Give yourself some grace. Number two, how much time do you even think your kids are spending learning throughout the day? Some people said 4 hours. Some people said 2. Some people said, whatever amount of time. 2 hours, 3 hours. A whole bunch of, listen, they're not schooling every single moment, okay? So remember that your children, hi Crystal, our children are naturally inquisitive. They want to learn, and especially they want to learn about what they're interested in. So I can teach my son all kinds of science and math or whatever, as long as I make it practical and in relation with what he wants to learn. So sometimes it might be, okay, listen, here's a diagram of a section of skin. We did this last week, and I pulled it up on the internet. I want you guys to recreate it, color it, whatever, while I go to the store. And that's what they did. And it was actually really, really good. And I was excited. Okay, so it's what it's all about, generating it and making it exciting for them. I talked to you guys about, making it practical. So you shrug your shoulder, the scapulus, the humerus, the radius, the ulna, carpals, metacarpals. That's how I remember stuff. Your kid has a way to remember things too. Find that way. It may take you time. None of us homeschool mamas wake up and we're like, oh yeah, we know exactly what we need to do the first day. Lying. We all lying. It never happened. Said no homeschool mom ever. Every homeschool mom will tell you it takes time to get into that rhythm, okay? Number 3, it's hard to stay on purpose when you don't know your purpose. What is your family mantra? What's your reason for doing all this? How did these kids even get here in the first place? Somebody liked somebody. Somebody was feeling somebody. They're here because they're part of your legacy, okay? Proverbs 14:1 is our keynote scripture here. It says, a wise woman builds her house, but a foolish one tears it down with her own hands, her own facial expressions, her attitude, her decisions, her lack of focus, you name it. Okay, all these things. That's how she tears her house down, okay? Figure out how you're tearing it down. Find out what's the purpose. Why are we here? What are we even doing here? Our babies are part of our legacy. Make that legacy bomb, y'all. Okay? Number 4, help them find their one big thing. And while you're at it, find yours too. Find that reason that God put you on this earth. You can walk in that. You're a better person to be around. You know what I'm saying? When you're doing what you love doing, when you're a woman that's filled with passion and fruitfulness and fulfillment, and you're not overwhelmed all the time because you know what matters. If you don't know what I'm talking about, you need to come to the Mamathon Diva Tribe and revisit that video about how to know what you need to do and when. You need to go check that out, okay? I did it a couple, maybe last week or something, 2 weeks ago. But help them find their one big thing. And while you're at it, discover yours too, okay? Number 5, and I'm going to let you guys go, okay? Think forward to focus on today. This brings all of this stuff together, all of these other points together. Think ahead, okay, so you can focus on today. One day, we're all leaving here. It's a harsh reality. It is what it is. A lot of us don't want to think about it. It probably won't be coronavirus. It very well be something else. Who knows what it will be. But one day you will leave. this earth. One day you will leave your family and you will leave a legacy behind you of the kind of woman that you are and how you spent your years on this earth. Okay? What do you want your kids to say about you? What do you want your kids to say about you? I want my kids to say, man, my mama could still drop it like it's hot in the living room. We have Bruno Mars dance parties and we just pop and lock. You know what I'm saying? And just do like like we do that for hours, almost every day. Yeah, there are days when I get frustrated. Yeah, there are days when I say, you know what? Don't talk to me. I don't want to see you. I just want to I just want to lay in my bed. I fed you. You seen Aries Spears. I give you food. I gave you sleeps. I gave you everything I was supposed to give you today. Why are you still looking at me? I did everything I was supposed to. I've been a good mama. I gave you food, gave you sleeps. I hugged you. You know what I'm saying? Like, what more do you need from me? That being said, what do you want your kids to say about you one day when you do leave this earth at whatever age that you will go? Could be 36, could be 45, could be 65, could be 99. We just don't know. We could eat bacon wrapped Twinkies to help rush the process, but I don't think any of us are going to do that. But we just don't know the time or the place where we will leave or they will leave us or whatever. It's heartbreaking to think about, but that ish is still true. Okay? Whether we want to say it or not, it's just true. Okay? So think forward. After I'm gone one day, what I want my kids to say about me. That's what's important. What I want my babies to say about me. I want my kids to say, man, my mama was fun. She was a little crazy sometimes. She was showing up, throw a shoe at your tail. That's how I stopped letting kids come in the shower on me. You're welcome. That was a freebie. That was a consulting freebie. Just grab, when they open the door again and they start to close it back a little bit, grab like that shampoo bottle. At that door. Close the door. Or you just stand there like this. Like a Medea. With all your glory. Like, you still want to be in here? And to close my door. I demand privacy. What do you want your kids to say about you? Do you want your children? Do you want your children to grow up? Do you want your son to grow up and marry a woman like you? Yes, it does work, Crystal. Do you want your daughter to grow up and be a mom like you? Frustrated, tired, tripping, never go nowhere, take no time for herself. Graying prematurely because you stressed out. That ain't a good look, sis. It's not a good look. Okay, so Shay, try it and report back to the Diva Tribe. I promise you. You got to go off. Not off. AWF. Go off. Like, there are going to be these days where your babies try your patience, right? And it don't mean you don't love them. Don't mean you don't care. Blah, blah, blah. All this other kind of stuff. But what you will do is respect my privacy. You do not. My kids do not walk in. I got 5 kids. Now, that baby, he don't care nothing about nothing, but he going to learn soon enough, too. Don't walk in on mama while she's in the bathroom. This is non-negotiable. When else are you going to grow up in life and be able to just walk into the bathroom on people? Shay, off, go off, okay? You get pissed off enough, you gonna be like, listen, just leave me alone. This is all I want. I don't want much in life. This is all I want, is to be left alone. Shay says she got 4. I understand. I got 5, sis. They loud. They loud. Big loud. Okay, so number 1, baby, ain't nobody homeschooling for real right now. Be the guide, not the guru. Number 2, you know your kids ain't learning at school all day. Cut that mess out. I understand. April asked about what about the grades. Listen, y'all, you can withdraw your kids from regular school for the rest of the school year. Take 2 weeks off and learn in the summer. Quit with that. Put them, if you want to send them back in the fall, send them back. But I can promise you guys that they'll be all right. Y'all hear me? That article refreshed. Y'all are hilarious. That article refreshed that your kids can learn most of what they need to learn for college in 2 to 3 years. Stop stressing, y'all. Stop stressing. It's a stressful time enough as it is pertaining to the rest of the world. Aside from what's going on in life right now, it's stressful enough. Give yourself some grace, mama. You're doing fine, but you got to take a chill pill. If you need to, withdraw your kids from school. If you need to withdraw them from school, don't break your home over no math and English to the point where y'all can't even look at each other. We should be able to enjoy our families, okay? Number 3, it's hard to stay on purpose when you don't know your purpose. Rediscover your family mantras, okay? Rochelle said a whole world at the grades. Number 4, help your children find their one big thing and navigate their education around their big thing, okay? Okay. Number 5, think forward to focus on what's important today. If you're not in the Facebook group, maybe you pop on and off like Shay. You need to come into the Facebook group and check out that that live that I did. It talks about what's important. You know what I'm saying? Like what's important? Why am I even here? You know, what I want my children to say about me one day when I've left this earth. I want my kids to have great memories. I want them to remember that their mom would laugh with them and enjoy them, you know, and we were just a whole vibe walking through Walmart, all 6 of us together, 7 and my strong 6-foot black chocolatey husband, and we are just savage in these streets. Y'all hear me? I want them to just have these amazing memories of their family, because that's the legacy that they're going to turn around and create for their families too in the future. So that's it tonight, y'all. I've been a little longer than I planned on it, but I had a lot to say. And I just want you guys to give yourself some grace. Be the guru, be the guide, not the guru. You ain't gotta know everything, baby. Remember, your kids can learn exactly what they need to learn in a couple years. So how does that change the single most stressful period in everybody's life? Ain't nobody been here before. Let's take a chill pill, okay? So my phone is gonna die. It's on 2%. So I love you, divas. You guys are amazing.com. I'll be around on my laptop to answer questions and comments and just talk with you guys. In the comment box, there are 2 links. Link number 1 is to book a 2-hour intensive session with me. If you want to go through the how-to for you to work on your personal home, right? And figure out how to homeschool these children while doing all of this. Tamika, we're so glad that you were here. You know, if you need help one-on-one, talking to me one-on-one, someone that you're comfortable with, that you can confide in. You know what I'm saying? That you know ain't about to go tell your business, but you just need to figure out how do I reorchestrate things, that I'm the coach for you. You can find the 2-hour intensive in the caption. And the second one is to get my ebook. It is a 21-day Divas boot camp to help you get your whole life. So it's home management, family management, a little bit of doomsday prepping in there. It's got a lot of stuff, but basically it's a day by day. There's an assignment for each day of the 21 days to help you guys just organize your life, okay? So there's some big changes coming to the Diva group, but I love you guys and I'm excited to share with you all. I'm looking forward to talking to you guys one-on-one, or grab the ebook and tell us how you're enjoying it in the group, okay? Love you, Crystal, Taisha, everybody. My phone is going to cut off, so y'all feel free to shoot me a message tonight or tomorrow. I love you guys dearly. You're amazing, and I'm looking forward to talking to you all soon and hearing about your awesome testimonies with your families, okay? Good night, everybody.